Stormy nights near the end of the fall season are the most dangerous, for the wild hunt has arrived. Happy Halloween! I'm Andy, and today we're doing a speed paint that's a bit more in the spirit of the season. That's right, I wanted to make some art depicting the wild hunt for a while now, and now is the perfect time. So without further ado, let's get this hunt started. You may be asking yourself, what is the wild hunt? Well, besides the third game in the Witcher series. The quickest summary that can be given would be a ghost storm that hunts through the night led by Odin. There are many different interpretations of the wild hunt across Europe, but you usually don't want to be outside when one is occurring. Depending on the region of the story, you'll have Odin leading the hunt, but many others lead the hunt as well. Sometimes the leader is a woman, who is, again, varies, but it could be summed up as a goddess, a noble woman who loved to hunt, or Odin dressing as a female. I did a bit of additional research, and it turns out this isn't the only time he does this. Does this mean trans Odin? Oh, that 2 a.m. brain made me think that. That led me down a hole looking for examples, but that's not really relevant today. Maybe if I do a speed paint of Odin cross-dressing. Anyways, other leaders of the hunt include noblemen or hunters, fairies, devils, and sometimes dragons are associated with it. So yeah, pick your favorite flavor. One version of the tale from Britain claims the wild hunt started because King Hurla visited a fairy king and was told not to dismount his horse until a greyhound King Hurla was given jumps out of his arms. 300 years passed and the dog has still not gotten down, so he and his men continue to ride. In Germany, the huntsman is usually accompanied by a dragon or devil, and a lot of hounds, who chase young women who are either innocent or guilty of some sort of crime. It seems kind of a weird tack on to add innocent or guilty. It doesn't really matter. They just chase young women. If you encounter the hunt and oppose it in any way, you're punished, probably with a death or a curse. If you aid the hunters, they tend to reward you with gold or meat that they hunted from an animal. Unfortunately, sometimes the spit of meat is also cursed, so it's probably best to avoid this version entirely. Sometimes the leader of the hunt will challenge mortals who find themselves caught in the hunt. It's basically your standard myth between a person and a supernatural entity. It either kills them in the impossible challenge it gives them, or they outsmart the creature, allowing them to escape or be rewarded for their cleverness. This is usually in the form of something that appears to be useless, and by sunrise it has become gold. Other times, if you join in the howling of the hunt, a spirit might reward you with your enthusiasm, with something that they collected during the hunt, like, a cool stick, an animal leg, or a human corpse. Other times, it just attracts their attention, which is usually bad. The hunt has a habit of more frequently sweeping up the souls of those who they find. It's about time I talk about the drawing I'm working on, as opposed to the lore of the wild hunt. I knew I wanted a formation of ghosts, following an individual wearing a cloak and hat, who's riding a horse. Oh, and of course they're flying through the sky. I wanted the ghosts to be more detailed when they're closest to the leader, and as they get further away, they become less detailed. Mostly because they're further back in perspective. I gave the huntsman a spear, and had them riding a white horse, mainly because these stories that will sometimes specify the horse being white. The outfit I gave him is a bit more colonial feeling, like something you'd see during the Renaissance era. At first I felt it really didn't fit, but after looking into the wild hunt further to help me write this script, I realized that the wild hunt was still feared by some groups of people until the 20th century. I guess there probably are some people who still believe that this thing is real. After all, there are some people who believe the earth is round. Anyways, my point is... Such a dumb joke. Anyways, my point is that it could be in fact an outfit worn by the leader of the wild hunt. Also, I think it looks cool. I also would like to mention this is the first time I've tried to draw a horse seriously. That's not true. I drew a horse in last year's Halloween video, and it turned out pretty good. My horses are usually a bit more tubular and intentionally shit, because horses are hard. I threw the moon in the sky and made it orange. After that I moved on to coloring. I wanted to keep everything dark but add some rim lighting from the moon. After I was done with that, I went in and added some shadows and then blended everything together, instead of the usual cell shading that I do. Because I'm only doing one drawing, I wanted to put in a little more effort into it. Though one of these days I do have to try digital painting. I finished it off by making the eyes orange and added a slightly glowing pupil. I finished up by adding stars in the sky, and before someone says that it's the wild hunt, it should have strong association with winter storms. And you may have noticed I didn't put in any clouds. I didn't realize that until I finished the recording. So, I just kind of said fuck it. So yeah, here's the final drawing. It's a cool horse boy followed by a bunch of spooky ghosts. Thanks for spending some of your Halloween with me, and my favorite holiday, watching the video. If you made it this far and had a good time, it would mean a lot to me if you considered liking the video and subscribing to the channel. If you have a drawing challenge you want to see me do, let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching. Bye!